We are discussing Pisces full moon September 10th. So I am Fox Red Sky. I am your astrologer, your soul coach, and I am the host for Astrology Obsessed. Today we are discussing the full moon in Pisces, September 10th, 2022. So this is also known as the harvest moon. And from ancient times, you know, we're coming into the fall now. And this is also known by Native Americans as the corn moon. So September 10th, 2022, and the moon is actually going to go full at 5:58 a.m. So let's take a look. Let's see what's going on. What is this Pisces energy bringing to kind of close out this Virgo new moon into Pisces? Now, for those of you who don't know, whenever the moon is full, it means it is the opposite sun sign that the moon is in. So our sun sign is in Virgo, our moon is in its opposite corresponding sign, Pisces. And Pisces energy, this is very dreamy and otherworldly and intuitive and connected and fantasy. Pisces ruled by Neptune, which is, you know, it's one of our planets that is in the outer region, not in the inner region. It provides this spiritual connection with, you know, divinity and divine ideas and creativity. So it's a very magical place. Now, when left unchecked, it tends to also be delusions, you know, where fantasy is kind of where you escape reality. But I think that this Pisces moon is definitely needed, especially after the month that we're going to be having. And just a little FYI, a little bit about the Pisces Constellation. It is one of the largest constellations in the night sky. It is also, the main star is Alpha Pisceum, which is also known as, and I'm going to try to do the best I can, Al-Rishama. It's an Arabic word meaning cord, because the Pisces is represented by the two fish. And there's a cord in between them, holding them together. And there's lots of stories, Greek and Babylonian. But Pisces is actually one of the oldest stories known because it predates Babylonian times, which is very, very interesting to me. I'm always really interested in learning about like antiquitous, you know, astrology, because when we go to the root of something or the origin of something, that's when we really find meaning and what it, you know, the nitty gritty, but things that are left. It's like the elephant game. Sometimes in history, we lose vital parts of what is really important. So what is this? This is a mutable sign. This is a water sign. And this energy of this moon is definitely asking us to be a little bit more pliable and not so rigid with the details. While Virgo loves to just, you know, use that Mercury and fine tune everything, sometimes even in our capacity to think that we can see everything, it's when we access our imagination, when we access the subconscious or the superconscious, because the superconscious is whenever we're connected to all humanity. And that's when we have like what you would call the Akashic records. That's when we're having access to so much knowledge. So when we access that, which is what Pisces allows us to do, which is what this full moon is allowing us to do. So this is really, it's like saying, okay, yeah, you have your system. Yeah, you have your way about going. Maybe it's time to throw it away and just try something new. Try something that you would normally, that would be out of the box, is basically what this Pisces full moon is asking. Now, the same time, we are also having Mercury go into retrograde. Oh no. Well, you know, it's just, there's a reason for all these things happening. There's a reason why we are experiencing these things. And it's because sometimes we've got to go back. We've got to look back. And I have another video where I'm going to talk exclusively about this upcoming Mercury and retrograde, the positives, the negatives. I mean, it is what it is, man. We just gotta roll with it. And that's what Pisces is asking us to do. Instead of being in a hyper active state state is asking us to be in more flow states. Now, I don't know if y'all are familiar with what a flow state is, but it's where everything starts to slow down. A lot of people talk about whenever they're in a doctors or firemen, they talk about, or police officers, they talk about how when they're in a situation where they have to kind of like, you know, they can't sit there, okay, step 1, step 2, step 3. They've gotta, everything slows down. So when we access the Pisceanic flow state, we're accessing the super consciousness, we're accessing our own consciousness, and we're able to come up with creative solutions for problems, creative things that we would never ever think about. So this is why this full moon is so special. The Sun and Venus in the 12th house this day, in Virgo, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Remember, the moon is opposite right now with the sun. But the sun, meaning the ego, and what we value in the home, because the 12th house is typically ruled by Pisces, in the home of that Pisceanic energy. That means that the ego is getting reevaluated, and maybe there are some things that again, like I was discussing earlier, that are kind of in the subconscious that we need to bring to the forefront. Maybe the ego needs to be put down so we can really access that spiritual information, that spiritual portal between us and the divine. So that's really, really powerful, having that conjunction in the 12th house in Virgo. And the next thing I would like to talk about is Jupiter in Aries in the 7th house. So this full moon has a lot of energy and a lot of Pisceanic energy, which is very romantic energy. Pisces is just like romance and poetry and how, you know, very sensual, a loving kind of energy. And Jupiter in Aries in the 7th house. So this is an opportunity. You're gonna have a lot of luck on this full moon to attract a partner, attract a relationship, and not something that's temporary too, something that's actually long-term and will fruit, you know, but it's going to require that Aries energy. It's going to require you kind of taking a little bit of a leap, or like just kind of plunging and doing something that night to kind of cultivate that and really, you know, use that astrological alignment. So anyway, I want to thank you so much for listening to me and just kind of hearing the wisdom that this Pisces harvest moon, this Pisces corn moon has to offer you. And if you are interested in a private reading with me, or if you want to learn a little bit more, I have a website, astrologyobsessed.com. And be sure to like and comment and subscribe and all these things that are necessary to keep this channel going and flowing. And I send you all my love this beautiful, beautiful full moon. May you receive the blessings that you're deserving of. Remember that you are.